Greetings, Joy Souls. Welcome to the liveJOY Lifestyle Podcast. I am your host, Amsa Natur, and it is my mission to share joy from my heart to yours whenever and wherever you are. So today, I have a guest. As you can see,
I'm here.
This is Jennifer, and we're going to be talking about her liveJOY lifestyle, essentially, as I would define it. How to live in joy and stay in joy despite all of the things that happen in life, because life is not just smooth sailing. So, what's up, Jen?
Hi. So it looks like we're in different rooms, but we're together.
See? Actually here.
It's just funny how we set it up. But I wanted just to share, because she's like, you want to do a podcast? I'm like, sure, why not? This kind of might be my first like podcast that I've done, or, with somebody, or I don't know. But I would love to talk about, how I'm doing it, because it's not easy. I mean, how am I still happy? How can I go about happy? Well, I mean, a lot of guys might say like, oh, you're just oblivious, or you just kind of put that, you don't have any emotion again. Like, people do think I'm actually emotionless.
Yeah.
And, for example, I'm from New Orleans, and I was 5 months pregnant during Katrina. And my daughter's father at the time, he was not from New Orleans. He'd not evacuated before. I mean, he did kind of a great thing, because he did, like, I would not even like try to like seal the windows, but he did do that.
That's smart.
However, he wanted to stay and go to the Superdome. I mean, if you've read anything about Katrina, that's not where you want it to be. And I definitely don't want to be there 5 months pregnant when I had other places I could go. And he was pretty stressed out, and I just had to really be calm and even keel. And I think that's where I can keep my joy. Mm-hmm. And not, I do freak out, like every once in a while. It does happen, and I think that's where you lose it. That's where you lose pieces of your joy and yourself.
Yeah, and that freak out, it's like literally
flinging it off
away.
Of you, like flinging your joy away.
Yeah. So
freaking out can be different things. You can freak out on the inside. That just literally happened to me. About an hour ago.
Oh, an internal freak out.
I did. I had where you feel like your heart's going, you're like almost a mini panic attack. I got this text, and I was like, and I'm like, all right, nope.
That's it right there. No. That's the strategy. Like, you call your joy back.
Yeah, no, you're not going to come a day after the new moon. Hello.
That is right now. Just in case, whenever you're watching this is...
You're not coming in the day after the new moon. I went in the ocean, covering my whole body, cleansed. You know what I'm saying? No, you're not taking all of that. I did that. We did that.
We did do that
together. We did do that. We went and we replenished our joy yesterday. And that's what you have to do. You have to replenish, because that isn't that not like a, what do they call it it's a currency.
Yes, it is. Energy. Everything is energy. It's a give
joy
and
is
take.
A currency.
Mm-hmm.
You give joy to people.
Yes, and you can also take joy
from people. I mean, that's kind of evil.
It's awareness.
Unless people are freely giving, and that's, that's an alchemy, and I really believe that humans are like the alchemy computers, because our mind can take anything that we get and we can transform it to something else.
100%. And about the taking of the joy too, it's like you can take joy. So someone can come and try like sending you that text as if they're trying to take your joy. See, but that joy couldn't be taken because you decided not to let it, because you ultimately have control over your own joy.
Yeah.
And so one of those things, it sounds like you're talking about resilience. Like you build up resilience and strength to hold your joy with you and to give it out as you would like, as you want to share it, and not to give it away in the sense of being depleted.
Right, because when you share joy with people,
it multiplies.
It does. If you're sharing it with a like-minded or like-joyed person, then it's going to multiply. If you're sharing it with a vampire, somebody who's going to just take it and be sad or do nothing with it or just whatever, then that's going nowhere. You're not bringing your joy out for the good of everyone. Because if you're bringing your joy out and you're sharing it with people that are joyful, then that's for the whole planet.
Yes.
That energy goes out for the whole planet. All
raises.
of that raises that energy and that frequency for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. So even that's one situation, but like taking it back to Katrina,
all right,
like you having to stay calm and peaceful in the midst of destruction, that is something that you had to be like, it's almost like a skill.
Well, I think
that you
like
cultivate.
With yoga, I really feel like that yoga has really brought me that peace, like that inner, and I'm not like no big yogi. I'm like not that kind of yogi, y'all, at all. Like, please don't come to my house and look for my yoga mat. Like it's there, I promise.
It is. It's underneath the blanket.
It's there. I'm not like that yogi, but I've experienced it, for many years. And actually, not only me, but my grandmother actually did yoga off a cassette for years. And I remember like that. And I actually, not when she died, but before she died, I got a copy of the cassette and I actually did her yoga routine. It was hard as, I was like, Grandma, you like doing this is hard stuff.
But you better go, Grandma.
But anyway, I think like having that like as something that I connected with, because I wasn't like into sports or like I didn't have that like some physical connection to like really like. So when I got into yoga in my 20s, that really gave me that like inner kind of strength and peace. And not that I'm like peaceful all the time, because let me tell you, this girl, I am from the dirty, and I'm not a Seventh Ward hardhead, but pretty close.
This is one of those things about practicing yoga, though. Someone has said to me before, and I've seen this also, like, I feel like I've seen it on t-shirts. It's a whole thing. It's like, you get angry. I thought you were supposed to be a yogi. Like, I thought you were supposed to be cool. It's like, see, that's not the point. The point is, yeah, I get angry, but because I practice yoga, I know how to maybe harness that energy, how to shift that energy.
Or let it go.
Exactly.
Where it belongs.
It doesn't mean that I don't go through emotions.
We are human.
Yes.
And we still are here on this plane, living the life of this life.
The experience of all emotions is being human.
Right. And being here. And so we do experience all of those things. And then we're just talking about what can we do to keep our joy, because as women, what happens is we connect with other people, other men, other beings, and we are creators. And in order to create, again, we can't just do it ourselves.
Right.
So we have to take in other energies.
And you also give some of yours, and then you create something
right
else.
And when you do that, that changes you forever. I mean, I'm never going to be the same person after any person that I've been with.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not like, I'm so mad because I'm not. No, it's all up to me, right? Mm-hmm. So here I am. I'm not with anybody right now. So here I am now to curate exactly what I want my joy to be. So like, it's like a rebirth. Like we should be thankful that we get that space. Mm-hmm. If we're given that space, to be able to, we have a lot of things to do, and that's what makes it hard for single moms, to really be able to find that space to be quiet and things like that, especially you have young. I mean, I have a 10-year-old and he can, I could be by myself for like 12 hours.
Yeah.
So like, how am I curating that? Like, what am I doing? Am I doing the things that I love to do? Yeah, I'm doing a lot of things that I love to do. Am I doing things that are to my detriment? Probably so. A little Netflix here and there. Like
energy. It's all about what you take into. And
for sure.
But also, one thing I love that my Raseki teacher said, because it's not about depriving yourself of things, right?
Absolutely.
These things that we might call guilty pleasures, right? It's not, the guilt, we can even just take the guilt part out.
Girl, I got my secret Cokes every once in a while.
Okay, this past week, Oreos, okay? Oreos. I love Oreos.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, but the point is, you don't have to deprive yourself, but you don't have to do anything. What I'm saying is, if you want to be able to bring yourself back to balance, it's about knowing how to do that for yourself. Yeah. So I can eat a whole pack of Oreos if I want, but then I know what I'm going to do to help make sure that I don't fall off the deep end and continue eating Oreos.
Then you just don't start buying Oreos every week.
Exactly.
For sure.
But
you have to, and that's also important to teach the kids, because I can tell you for mine, like the first time I went, took my daughter to like this party, my cousin, she like is over the top with everything, like all the snacks, apple dip. Like who makes apple dip? Have you ever had an apple dip? Apple dip for apples. She makes it. I mean, like apple the whole thing.
What's it made out of?
It's like caramel. It's like everything like sweet.
My daughter would love
It's everything sweet, and it's like a 7-layer dip for apples. I know. Anyway, when I go there, it's like my junk food fest. My daughter, she ate I swear 4 billion of those little round cheese balls that you get from Costco.
Like the whole thing by herself.
That comes in like the barrel
with the purple top.
Oh my God. Okay, so this is me depriving her. Like she never even knew what Kraft macaroni and cheese was.
Yep.
I mean, like things like that. So when she got to this point, she ate so many, she got sick. And so if you deprive yourself of just whatever normal people,
in this society, the things that we're used to seeing.
I mean, things that we know it's not necessarily good, but if you deprive or stop everybody from doing that, then they kind of go crazy when they get it.
Yeah, exactly.
My kids don't even eat their Halloween candy.
Same.
I eat it.
No, but for real. At this point, they're used to see what I used to do when they were younger too is it would take 6 months to eat it. So by the time we're done with it, also throwing a lot of it out because chocolate gets really weird after a time. It's already Easter, and then they get a whole new set of candy, and then we just take our time so they don't ever overdo it.
We don't do Easter.
And then
I don't,
but
my
people
family
do.
My family does it. They get Easter
they
stuff.
Do Easter.
I think he was like, I got $50. I'm like, dang, Easter's good.
Okay. That's a whole other conversation.
Yes,
we'll have to come back and do something on the holidays. I would love to talk about keeping your joy on the holidays. But
but the candy thing, I mean, that's we actually one year we trick-or-treated and then we gave out the candy at the house. And then she was like, where's my candy? I'm like, we gave it out. We made so many people happy
Look at
they
that.
are candy.
Sharing the joy.
Sharing the joy.
Abundance.
Like at the end, she wasn't as excited because she realized that she didn't have any left. But the whole time when people were stopping at our house, she had such a good time giving the candy out.
And remember that part. So remember how happy you were
Exactly.
to get it?
Yeah, and that's what you do have to do with kids. You do have to remind them. Like yesterday when Ketty my son, we were at the beach having a great time. He was having a great time. He's like, I'm not getting in the ocean. But then he's all wet. He got a little rock in his hand and it was just like, tears. And I'm like, but remember how much fun you were having before this. And this is going to stop hurting. It hurts now because you have a rock in your hand. But as soon as it comes out and you give it some time. And at the end, he was back in there getting his second pair of shorts wet.
Because he changed, so he didn't want to be wet.
He wasn't going to get it. And then we went home. He's like only wearing a towel.
Yep. But that's just it.
Reminding the joy and focusing on your joy.
What are we focusing on? Because you get what you focus on too. So if you're going to focus on what went wrong, that's all you're going to see.
Right.
So let's focus on what went right. And that doesn't mean forget about what went wrong. We don't have to forget. We can remember if there's good lessons in that. And also keep your focus on what you want.
And you know what? Just like yoga is in everything.
It is.
Joy is in everything.
It is.
Like dishes.
Yes.
You can do yoga during dishes.
Yep.
You can have joy. I mean, you can also the dishes, but you can put the music on. You can just bliss out. Like that's kind of, when I'm doing dishes, that's like how I have to do them.
Yeah.
Because
otherwise I hate.
I don't got no washing machine, wash dishes. I don't got any of that. These are my dishwashers.
This is the dishwasher.
These are the dishwashers. We're rural. We're rural girls. We're rural girls.
We're out here in the jungle.
Out in the jungle.
So, yes,
and that's our bliss right there. Bliss right there. The bliss keeps my joy, because if I can stay blissful, almost whatever.
Yeah.
Throwing it all off my shoulders. Okay, you want to be that way? I got to throw that right off.
Mm-hmm.
Put it in the dumpster. If you ever heard of dumpster funk, they're from New Orleans. They say put it in the dumpster.
Put it in the dumpster. I love that though, because that also speaks to not holding on to what's not yours, right? How do I keep my joy? I keep other people's crap off of it. Right? Ooh, I don't know. My daughter started saying ew. My 1-year-old is so cute. She say ew. But that's it. That's right? Ew. Not over here. Put that in the dumpster. Okay? Yeah. This is a technique. A strategy.
I brought, I don't know if my friend, she made these beautiful cards. And they are not regular kind of tarot cards. They're called Phases of the Forest.
Okay, excellent. How about we pick one now?
Yeah,
that's what we do.
Right here.
Phases of the Forest. I love this.
So let me do a little, because I did pick one the other day. So I actually had picked them in a while. It was kind of a while, months I hadn't touched these, because I'm a witch.
Wow. I mean,
which witch is that?
I'm a good witch.
It's funny because I'm not a tarot card reader. I just pull a card.
Yeah.
Literally, don't get this twisted. I connect to something. I do have another deck of tarot cards that I do pull a card, but I'm not analyzing kind of every once in a while I do put the cards to yoga poses. Oh. A yoga pose will come to me and I will, if I pull a card, I'll say, oh, this seems like a release or something in a certain area.
I love that you use yoga asana with it, moving to help move the energy or whatever guidance the card is giving you. I love that.
Yeah. So these are gorgeous cards. She's an artist, actually, this girl. And these are cards like, they just give you a little inspiration. Of course, it's going to take like 4 years for a card to come out. You might have to just pull one.
Well, you keep shuffling and see what pops out.
See what you got to say.
I feel no too many. Okay, I definitely appreciate this like focus. We focus on the joy, and remember to not hold on to what's not yours. You get to choose what you're taking in or how you're taking it, right? So if somebody wants to come to me and like spit on my joy with whatever negativity, I can decide, like, I don't want that. Or I could say, I'm gonna take that and use it like this, right? Like I'm gonna take that and use it to fuel me in this way, to fuel my joy. So we can like we were talking about, transmuting energy, right? Or like leaving it out, letting it go.
Boundaries. See, I made like a little list. She's like, what do you want to do? I was like, I'm not a no. And then I started thinking, boundaries. Boundaries is like your little life, like your wall.
Yes.
Right? You're like, to keep your joy. Like your joy is liquid. You need like a little
you need a
pool.
Container.
You need a container to hold it in. That's your boundaries. They don't have, and just like boundaries can be moved.
Yeah.
They can be shifted, or they can be hardcore.
So that's one thing that I learned in yoga though, like flexibility, right? So you can be strong and flexible at the same time.
Yes.
And part of my dance training, I would actually say that's where this originally comes from. Like having flexibility without strength leads to injury.
That's me. I am super flexible, but my strength is not as there. And so that's what my focus has been the last like couple of years, is really trying to get strengthening my arms, and my legs is pretty good, but just like my upper body strength is not great. Now I did a whole bunch flip, but one flipped on like this, and so I just figured we'd just take this one. So this is called New Perspective. What ways do you need to shift and look at a situation from a new angle?
Big brown bat. The big brown bat is hanging upside down from the top of a small dark cave. New perspectives emerge when we step outside our usual ways of thinking and look at a situation or problem from a different angle. In this image, Luna moth caterpillar, gentian flower, sassafras leaves. What ways do you need to shift and look at a situation from a new angle?
That's like, we were like, that's like transmuting, right? That's kind of, we were talking about.
Your
like,
focus.
Like what is, I'm washing the dishes, but I'm like excited to do it.
Right, because this is your time where you get to play that music, right? What
Sing
playlist you want, sing, and maybe dance a little. Yep, I'm always on that dance break, okay? So.
Me too.
Yeah, so shift your perspective. If your perspective of doing the dishes is, I hate dishes, this is boring, my back's gonna hurt, I hate standing there, shift your perspective to, I get to listen to whatever I want right now. If you like to sing, I get to sing, right? Put on that music, put it on loud, sing at the top of your lungs while you're doing those dishes. And if you're saying, oh, I hate standing there, it hurts my back, dance. Right? You get to move.
So crazy that you just said that, because you know what? Another thing, when my son's dad and I split up. Okay, sorry, y'all. I've been, 3 times. This is my 3rd marriage. Yeah, it's hardcore. But anyway, I was really young for my first one. So my second 2 is older and, a little less. But anyway, my son's dad, when he left, that's probably about 2 or 3 years ago, we split up. And the thing that I was like so aggravated about is because I had to take the kids to school.
Oh.
So like, I'm not a morning person. I mean, I get up in the morning, but I like to do nothing in the morning. But so every day I'm taking, not only they just like go right 5 minutes away. No, it's like an hour round trip to take them to school. So every day I'm driving.
Yep.
Driving down the highway. And I'm like, in my mind, so frustrated. And guess what? I see a rainbow. And then the next day, guess what?
A rainbow.
I see another rainbow. For 30 straight days, I saw a rainbow. Taking my kids to school, and my attitude completely 1000% changed. I am like, when I leave my house and like I go this way, I can see the sunrise. It's so beautiful, like to leave my land. And so the moment that I'm out of my head and into like nature and seeing what the creation's doing, like that is my joy.
So it sounds like another strategy for cultivating joy in your everyday life and being able to keep it when things like having to take your kids to school is trying to throw you off is nature. And
Totally.
to, again, shift your perspective, because if you didn't get up and take those kids to school,
I would not have seen those 30 days of rainbows.
Boom. You don't see the sunrise.
And I mean, some people go forever without seeing rainbows, and we're so lucky here. I mean, but like 30 days straight every morning, that's really unusual. I mean, I know that was like a special thing that happened between me and my issue with, like my issue,
Mm-hmm.
and I was able to transform it from that.
Yep. So that was.
I mean, I still don't like taking the kids to school. Like, as soon as my daughter comes back home, that will be her chore.
Yes.
But
isn't that what the kids are for?
now I just take them to the bus, so that's like way better.
Yes.
But I don't get to see rainbows.
But
not as much.
You could.
I still can.
And that's the difference, though. Like, that was a nice way of helping you shift your perspective.
Yeah, and I totally believe that my dad, who passed, brought all of those rainbows. I really 100% believe in that. And so definitely ancestors help me with my joy.
Boom. There's another gem. Staying connected with your ancestors. I mean, you see me pouring the libations in the morning, right? I pour libations. I call in my ancestors to be with me throughout the day, and especially when I'm like, woosah.
Woosah.
This is having
It's a real woosah months. We got a woosah months going on. A few woosah months. A few more. They said that Libra is supposed to be like May is going to be off the chain, so I can't. I'm very scared to see what's going to be coming up for me.
But we're going to focus on
put my seatbelt on
the joy, right? We're going to be prepared and focus on the joy.
Put my seatbelt on
through this coming situation.
Yeah, I'm really just going to like flow through it. I think I'm just going to flow and just wherever the things take me. I'm not going to the things that happen easy happen.
Yeah.
Are the things that are supposed to happen.
You remind me of something, though, when you talk about putting on your seatbelt and just flowing, that this thing that happens, like if you have a car crash, right? This is traumatic, but in the car crash, the people who tense up with the fear of the crash and like their body is like being jolted and they're holding tight and all of this, they come out with the most injuries. The young ones, right? Like the baby, or if you have a drunk person, like just being honest, right? They don't have the sense to like tighten to try to protect themselves. And so they may just flail about, right? They're going with the flow. They move with the vehicle, with the crash, and they come out without the injuries, right? And so this just as a lesson to relax, to go with the flow, to trust. I mean, I'm not saying car crashes are good, but it's not always something that ends in...
But if you freak out, that's when you fling the joy away.
Exactly, the freak out. That's a freak out.
That's the freak out.
Yes.
You fling it away.
Right. So going with the flow, release, surrender. That's the word I think I was trying to come to, too, is just once the car is crashing, there's nothing else to do. Like, you can't do anything. It's already done. It's happening. So now you need to flow with it. You've got to let go and like the Christians say, let Jesus take the wheel.
Yeah.
I actually really love that saying. Like, this is hands off now. I'm done. There's nothing more for me to do. I've got to roll with this and just soften. So that's another way for the joy. What else you got on that list? Is there anything else?
Yes, there was one other thing, shadow work. And I was just, because I'm like, I have no idea, like that's like the new thing. People are always talking about, did you do your shadow work? New. I'm like, I know it's not new. Yeah. It's totally old.
But, like a fad.
Right, fad. That's what I mean. Like, I got my new Nikes and my shadow work going. Sorry, y'all. But I want to know, I just wrote that on there. Like, how do we connect that? I know it's got to be connected.
Well, this is that part that we were talking about too. I know we focus on joy, but that doesn't mean we don't experience the other things, right? The shadows, the things that nobody wants to talk about, the things that feel like they cause you pain when you bring them up. We have to bring light to those things as well, because I think I talked about this in my very first episode too. Like, the reason I can know joy this deeply and immensely and intimately is because I also know pain, because I know fear. So putting light on those shadows is only going to expand your sense of joy when you know these other things as well. So we have to go through them, and realizing too that you always come back to joy, that there is joy through these things, is a good anchor. So I allow joy to be the anchor, but open the door, shine the light on the shadows to even like fill you up even more. Like it allows you to have a fuller life experience. Mm-hmm. So I think that's important as well, to do the shadow work. And otherwise,
what does that mean?
The joy is just surface level.
What does that mean? Do the shadow work, girl?
The shadow work means you got to dive in and become aware. It starts with awareness, I feel.
Aware. That's, the one thing that I always try to teach my daughter. I'm like, you have, like, whatever it is, like, you walk into a room, what's going on? You're here, what's going on? Awareness. Mm-hmm. And I think, that's like another thing. I'm always coming in like what God's been telling me, like the issues, like what's the problems. So I feel like guys feel like we are not aware of like our own issues. No, we're terrified of our own issues.
Yeah, I'm aware.
I'm aware of what I do. I'm terrified. Is that something that's going to throw you off? Mm-hmm. Right? And when you're learning and when you're in a relationship. So that's like another thing I put here. Letting people share in your joy and sustain it together.
Yes.
So like, even if I have like a shadow thing that I'm not like excited about, but I'm like working through it, or, that I'm working through it. Right. Like, are you poking it? Are you poking it? Are you shaming me about it? Are you being kind about it? Mm-hmm. Like, how are you going through with me working on like a shadow issue or something that you like, have to come up with or decide?
Yeah.
Is that in shaming, that's really not helping with someone's joy.
And that's something to be aware of as that other person, right? Too, if you are doing shaming and you are projecting things, then being aware of that within yourself. Like, why would I shame you for this thing? There must be something there for me,
right,
that I also need to shine light on. So that kind of awareness is important. And the awareness of when that's happening to you, like, is this a safe person that you should even dive into the shadow with?
Right.
Like, when you do this work, having a community is, I feel, important. We're never meant to do all of this alone, but you also kind of got to be aware of who is in your community.
Yeah.
And that's part of the energy that we've been talking about in people taking your joy. Like,
yeah, because people can be helpful to help point out issues that you're having.
Yes.
I mean, as a single mom, there's so many things that we don't even, we just do. We're so doing all day that we don't think about like how we can make our lives easier. And other people can see that, obviously, because they're in a different space. They're looking in
different perspective.
Our world. And so we appreciate the ideas and helpfulness and like, hey, maybe if you were a little stronger in this area, then things will be a lot easier for you. Well, yeah, you're right.
Yeah. And then being open, that's the other thing. Right. So if you're aware and you're shining light on this shadow, but how to get through it, how to move through it, being open.
And keep your joy with those kids, man.
Yes.
Let me tell you, those kids
it is just like work.
I mean, they sucked all your life out of you.
No, literally.
From the moment of inception.
My 1-year-old is still literally sucking life force out of me as I nurse her every day.
Literally, joy is part of that, and you have to freely give it. It's so difficult, and then they get, then they're 10.
Here's the thing: if you don't freely give it, if you feel like it's being taken from you, that it's a sacrifice on your part, that's when it starts to not feel joyful.
Yeah,
to joyfully
give. That's when you lose your joy.
You let it literally bleed out of you. Like,
lose it.
That's it right there. So again, it comes back to perspective. Like,
how can you be the wellspring of your own joy?
Ooh, good question. How can you be the wellspring of your own joy? That's just
got to bubble up inside of you.
Yep. So, I love that. Is there anything else you want to add? I'm feeling really like
that's it.
We're very complete and rounded. Like, go do the things.
Keep your spring clean.
Yes. And that's one more thing, actually, now that you said that. I got another one. It's the movement, which you do this also, right? You work out, you practice asana, like we dance. This movement, no one wants to drink stagnant water, right? Water that's just sitting there, it's just sitting and it's not moving. The best kind of water is water in motion, right? We like rivers, the ocean, right? All of these natural moving waters, spring water, we like to drink, right? We keep water moving. They even have these devices that keep water moving for you, like before you pour it into your drink, right? So we are like that. And I mean, we're 80% water, right? Like, we gotta stay in motion as well. So keep things moving. Energy is also a thing. You want your energy to not be stagnant. So this is how we also move through these blocks and uncover these shadows and bring them into the light. It's always motion. We have forward motion. Movement is medicine.
Yeah.
So find your movement, what works for you. And obviously, I dance. And then there's also, I love yoga, but just move. Keep your energy flowing physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually.
And commune with people that are going to give back that energy too.
Yes.
That's super important. Have people that are going to feed and give. Yes.
So nurture, support, and community. These are the people who are helping uplift. Community are the people who are going to be with you on the lows and also on your highs, right? They're going to cheer you on and they're going to help carry you through whatever it is. We're going to celebrate with you and maybe cry with you if you need that. Whatever it is a give and take, because then in turn you will be there for them.
Yeah.
So I absolutely love that. And this right here is one of my biggest supports. This my community. Part of my village. We're in the village together. So they say it takes a village, and it really does. Yeah. So here we are, and
we'll see you again.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
So
hopefully I'll be invited back.
What do you guys think? Yeah, let me know. Do I have her back? I don't know. But for real, I'm here to, if you are needing someone to help you reflect and look at your lives, help you take a look at these shadows. That's definitely something that I'm here for, to be a support. So feel free to message me, book a free Inner Joy activation strategy session. All of the links are in the notes, and I am looking forward to sharing in joy with you. Until then, let your breath fuel you, let your heart move you, and let your intuition guide you. Peace, love, and live joy.